I wanted to go through a dozen cards that I got graded by PSA at some point in the past. Some of these were very recent, and then I made a mistake in shipping them back to me. Some of these were graded a couple of years ago or a year ago that I didn't want in my collection and wanted to just sell. And some of these were a mistake to grade. Some of them were a mistake to sell. Some of them were very successful. And the process is mailing them to the PSA Vault and then PSA listing them on eBay for me. And you have control over very little in that process, but you also don't need to ship them yourself to each of the buyers. And you're not at risk of like negative feedback and things like that. So there are a lot of benefits to this. And since I hate shipping cards, this was the best option for me. I can just send all 12 of them to PSA, and then they will list them and sell them for me and ship them for me. All right, so let's get started. The first one here is the 1983 Star Rookies, Dominique Wilkins. This one was PSA 8, and I felt when I bought it raw that it could be a 9 or even a 10. It looked amazing, but I'm not very good at pre-grading cards, especially not the more modern cards. But it came back an 8, and an 8 at the time sold for around $200. As more and more people have graded star cards with PSA, though, the comps have come down, and the estimate I had was about $120. The actual sale was for $125. And of course, the goal here is that since they're being sold through PSA's eBay store, that they would sell for more than they would normally. The fees are an average of about 13%. We'll get into that a little bit more. This one only sold for $5 extra. And after fees, 13% fees on this one, I ended up with $109. Next up is a 2007 Upper Deck Spectrum die-cut gold Ken Griffey Jr. number to 99. This is a playing days Griffey, but he's with the Reds in this one. And if I had been smart, I knew this was not going to grade a 10. If I had been smart, I would have just sold it raw, which I have another video coming out soon about one of these very similar to this that I sold raw and did much better on. I estimated this to be about a $75 card. No comps on this, unfortunately, but my estimate was about $75. This was a card that came out of the Vermont collection. Actual sale, likely because it's raw, it was an 8, was only $44. So I ended up being $31 worse than what I was estimating. My proceeds were $35, so the fees was 20% on this one because of the low sale. All right, here's a tennis one, 2024 Topps Chrome, orange refractor, Victoria Azarenka, number to 25 autograph. This got a 10. I estimated this one to be worth about $75. Again, no comps. It sold for $66, $9 worse. I got $54 out of it, 18% fees on this one because of the low sale. This is a Drew Jones 2023 Bowman Chrome Prospects in-person autograph, which got a grade of authentic. $30 is what I estimated it because Drew Jones is just not as hot as he once was. I bought it when he was hot. I think I paid $25 for it raw, and then I graded it. So big loss on this one. Sold. I estimated $30. I sold it for $21. So $9 worse than estimates, but a bigger loss, of course, than that because I paid so much more for it 2 years ago or 18 months ago, probably. $15 is what I got, so that means 27% fees. Ouch. 2022 Topps Finest Blue Refractor O'Neal Cruz, number to 150. I pulled this out of a pack, one of the very few packs I open in a year. O'Neal Cruz, I figured this was perfect timing. Spring training, the season was just starting. I figured I would get, well, when I first sent it, I thought I'd get probably like $75. I didn't look at comps at the time. Comps were actually at $27 for a PSA 10 numbered O'Neal Cruz rookie card. I got $32 from it, so $5 better than comps. I got $25 after fees, which means 22% fees. Ouch. Not good on these fees, you guys. So far, I've done very, very poorly. 2022 Topps Chrome McDonald's All-American Fuchsia Anthony Black, number to 150. I never should have graded this. I thought it was going to be a 10, but I was pretty new to grading at the time. This was a couple of years ago. And just stupid decision, not only to grade it, but then also to try to sell it as is. No comps on this. I estimated it to be about a $10 card. It ended up selling for $3. So $7 worse than expected. Proceeds, $0. So they took everything out of that one because you have to have a minimum sale of I don't know how many dollars. This one did not get it. So somebody got a good deal out of that. For $3, they got a PSA graded Anthony Black Topps Chrome card. Good for them. Next up, 2023 Bowman Corbin Carroll rookie authentic auto. I bought this from the same kid at a card show I bought the other one, the Drew Jones, from. This one, the autograph 10, authentic card. Comps were around, actually, sorry, no, there were no comps, but I estimated it to be worth about $50. It actually sold for $110. Unfortunately, it has not been paid for yet, a full week later, so I'm a little skeptical about this sale, but we're going to run with it for now. So I beat my estimate by $60. I got if it gets paid for, I'll get $96 out of the sale after fees, which means 13% fees. Next up, we have a 2022 Topps Gold Label Framed Autos Ronald Acuna Jr. in a PSA 8. I also pulled this one out of a pack a couple years ago, got it graded. I estimated it to be worth about $125. Actual sale was $128, so $3 better. Again, no comps on this, but there were some other similar cards, similar Acunas in this card, just different grades that I could make some estimates on. So again, I got $111, which was meant 13% fees. All right, now we have 2024 Topps Chrome Tennis Lerner TN in a PSA 10. This is an autograph. Lerner TN is hot. He has been doing very, very well. I estimated it to be worth about $50. I pulled this out of a pack as well, just like I did the Azarenka. Lerner TN, I estimated $50. It sold for $71, so $21 better than other comps. Actually, well, no comps, but better than estimated. 17% fees, though, so I ended up with $59. 2021 Panini Donruss Hollow Orange Laser Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is great, and this is a PSA 10, but he plays north of the border in Toronto for an unbelievably bad team. I should have been smarter than this. Comps were $22, but again, I'm not a grading guy, really. I'm not somebody who sells cards, so I just kind of was like, this is a PSA 10. This is going to sell for a lot. And I sent it off to PSA. I figured before I sent it, it would probably be like a $50 to $75 card. Turns out the comps are only $22. Mine sold for $17, so $5 under what the comps were for. I ended up with $11 out of that 17, so 31% fees. 1983 Topps Traded Darryl Strawberry rookie. This got a PSA 9. I bought this at a card show for $20 raw. I thought I had a chance at a 10 when I bought it. It got a 9, which obviously isn't surprising for a 40-year-old card. Comps on this were $75. It actually sold for $80. And so that's $5 better than comps. I got $67 out of that, which means 17% fees. Last up, this was the big one. This is the one that saved the entire order, the entire eBay sale, was the 1989 Fleer Bill Ripken FF Error, which got a PSA 10. I just graded this a month or two ago, and it was the most shocking one because I didn't even pre-grade it. I was just like, I want this to be graded for my personal collection, and when it came back, it was a 10, and I knew I had to sell it because the comps were $550, which is crazy. But mine actually sold for $676, which is one of the highest sales, public sales of this card in a couple of years. So $676, which is $126 more than comps. I got $595 out of that, which meant 12% fees. Now, getting $595 is great because I actually accepted an offer from somebody for $550 before sending it to PSA. That person wasn't able to do it after all, but I ended up with $45 more than what I would have had I gone with that offer. So total here, $1,209 comps, $1,372 actual sales, for $163 better than expected or better than comps, or 13.5% better. I ended up with $1,176, assuming that the Corbin Carroll gets paid. Fees were 14%. I believe if you're selling on eBay yourself, the roughly 13% fees, so slightly worse, but offset by the fact that they sold on average for higher. So the question is, would I do this again? And the answer is absolutely. I would just be a lot smarter about it. I've learned a lot about grading cards, and I've learned a lot about what to sell through the vault on PSA. I will be sending a few more off, I believe, but I will do more research this time before I do that. So that's it for this one. Stick around for another video coming up next week about a raw, very rare 1990s baseball insert that I sold through COMC on eBay for what I felt was an amazing price. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you all soon.